Right, 15 January 2026. Today, guys, I have an update for you regarding what uh, Emmerson Mnangagwa said regarding his reconciliation between himself and Robert Mugabe. Right, Emmerson Mnangagwa has repeatedly claimed that he reconciled with Robert Mugabe after the dramatic events of November 2017 that ended Mugabe's 37-year rule. According to Mnangagwa, the reconciliation was personal and political, an effort to heal wounds after a military intervention that opened Zimbabwe's post-independence history. Yet Mugabe's own words after his removal tell a different story, one that suggests bitterness, betrayal, and unresolved conflict rather than genuine reconciliation. Yeah. Now, take a listen.
Emmerson, I'm sorry about what happened. This was, the work of people.
Who said that?
Mugabe.
You met when he was out of power.
No, when he's still in power. He told me that what had happened when we reconciled and I came back. He told me what had happened. That he was sorry. He was.
Yeah, you can clearly see, guys, that the reconciliation was one when he was still in power. I'm not very sure if this was the question, because reconciliation means after the conflict, after the coup. That's what he was referring to, but that's not the case. If it was during the time when he was in power, there was no need for reconciliation at that time, because he was not fired, he was still there. Yeah, so the reconciliation, what Ruben here is asking is, have you reconciled after the removal? Yeah, and it's clear that there was no reconciliation because you can, let's take a listen to what Mugabe said.
To you. Of course, sons will not always be obedient once to the father. He's got his own views. He's got his own character. And it's a character I perhaps did not quite see and know about him. That of not forgiving. If a person stepped onto his, shoe on his toe, you will go after him.
Do you think he's betrayed you?
In that regard, yes.
Yeah, I think you got your answer there. Yes, you're saying he was betrayed, and it's very clear that there was no reconciliation. So after being forced from power, Mugabe broke his silence in a series of interviews and public comments that were strikingly critical of Mnangagwa and the process that brought him into office. Far from sounding reconciled, Mugabe described his removal as unconstitutional and framed himself as a victim of a coup disguised as a transition. He rejected the idea that he had willingly stepped aside for the good of the nation, insisting instead that he had been coerced by the military and by former allies he had trusted for decades. Yes, you can see, Kuti, it's clear that there was no reconciliation in this regard. Yeah, central to Mugabe's anger was Mnangagwa himself. Mugabe portrayed Mnangagwa as disloyal, accusing him of working with the military to seize power. In Mugabe's telling, Mnangagwa was not a reconciled successor but an ambitious lieutenant who had taken advantage of internal ZANU-PF divisions to advance his own interests. So Mugabe went as far as questioning Mnangagwa's legitimacy, arguing that the presidency should have gone to someone chosen through proper party and constitutional processes, not going through what he viewed as force. Right. Vaitaura apa vaMugabe kuti aiwa ndakabviswa ini ndakaitwa coup. Mugabe's refusal to endorse Mnangagwa publicly was one of the clearest signs that reconciliation had not truly taken place. So in Zimbabwe politics, symbolic gestures matter deeply. A public blessing from Mugabe, long regarded by supporters as the embodiment of the liberation struggle, would have carried enormous weight. Instead, Mugabe pointedly declined to campaign for Mnangagwa during the 2018 elections and, in a dramatic move, openly supported the opposition MDC alliance led by Nelson Chamisa. That decision alone undercut any claim of meaningful reconciliation. You can see kuti aiwazve pavakangoinda kunovhotera Nelson Chamisa paya aiwazve vakanga vatotaura kuti hatina kuita reconcile, handiri kuzviona. Saka reconciliation iyo iri kutaurwa iyo iri kubva kupi kweyo handiti. Mnangagwa, for his part, appeared eager to project unity and continuity. He emphasized respect for Mugabe as a founding leader and ensured that Mugabe retained his benefits as a former president. State rhetoric stressed peace, forgiveness, and moving forward. But reconciliation requires mutual acknowledgement, and Mugabe never publicly reciprocated Mnangagwa's overtures. His interviews remained laced with the resentment, and his narrative consistently cast Mnangagwa as an usurper rather than a partner in national healing. We all know about that. I report every day. We could tell that there was a rift. Yeah. In the end, Mnangagwa's claim of reconciliation seems more aspirational than factual. It may reflect a desire to stabilize the country, reassure investors, and close a turbulent chapter in Zimbabwe's history. Mugabe's own words, however, reveal a man who felt wronged and unrepentant, unwilling to legitimize the man who replaced him. So the contrast between Mnangagwa's claims and Mugabe's statements underscores a deeper truth. Zimbabwe's 2017 transition resolved a question of power, but it never truly resolved the personal and political rupture at its core. Right, guys? Tell me what you think. And I sign out. Thank you.